Every EV driver encountered this scenario.
This charger doesn't work.
What if I tell you can help the community improve the charging network and get something out of it? N-Charge! Share your experiences and impressions at the charging station via N-Charge. Give direct feedback, receive kilometers and stars, collect kilometers and exchange them for charging credits. Use the link in the description and get 20 kilometers for free.
Hello everyone, this is the Cupra Born VZ, and today I want to talk about what has changed from the old Cupra Born to the new one, and is it worth to get the VZ instead of the normal version. So what versions of the Born can you get right now? You can get a 60 kilowatt hour battery with a 170 kilowatt motor, or the 77 kilowatt hour battery with the same motor, or the VZ like here, where you get a 79 kilowatt hour battery and you get the new motor, the APP 550 motor, beefed up to 240 kilowatt. There's a lot of equipment and features that you get with the Cupra Born. You can have normal seats or the sport seats. You get a beautiful 12-inch display, seat heater, steering wheel heater, a head-up display with augmented reality. But what is new with the 2024 Born to the old versions? And that's very important. There are so many new things and they're amazing. So if you are about to buy a Born, and it could be an old version or a new version, always go for the new version. You get way better hardware, and I mean everything that controls stuff in the car. And for example, the infotainment system just starts extremely fast, where before it could be 10-20 seconds sometimes. Now it's just on in a few seconds and it works way better. You get access to software 5.0, which this car here has, which has way more features than the old car. Now we have preheating of the battery, and you can do manually or when you navigate to a charger. And we have the smart navigation system that can plan a route, including charging stops, and you just set with what range you want to arrive at a charger and at your destination. But the next question is, which version of the new 2024 Born is the right thing for you? I mean, like I said, there are three versions: the big battery, the small battery and the biggest battery, but with the new motor, and it has even more power. Yes, the VZ costs more, a lot. What was it, 5,500 euros in base price, but you also get a few things that you don't have standard in the other versions. If power is your thing, then of course the big version, the APP 550 motor with 240 kilowatt is exactly your thing. 5.61 seconds from 0 to 100 I measured, and a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour, where the old version has 160 kilometers an hour. So if price is your thing, then of course you get with the smallest battery and the weakest motor. But if range is your thing, then also the VZ is your car. Maybe don't get the 20-inch wheels, 19-inch wheels are a bit more efficient, but you get the very efficient motor, you get the highest range and the biggest battery. The charging is also amazing. The big battery with the old motor is the mix in between. You still get a lot of range. You don't get the most efficient motor, but it's also less powerful, and it's all, do you need it? It's a bit cheaper, but you still get a lot of stuff out of it. Even though the VZ is the sporty car of those three options, it still can be very comfortable. If the DCC is not in Cupra, so very sporty, where the steering is harder and the suspension stiffens up, it's still a comfortable car and it's still quiet on the highway. The form of the Born hasn't changed a bit, so everything is the same. That's why interior space or trunk space is exactly the same. There's also no frunk, as it never was. So, and I feel it's enough space in the trunk. If you don't have 3 kids or something, or a lot of dogs, or I don't know, you have to transport a lot of people, then the Born is a good size and you have enough space in the trunk. You have a second floor, charging cable fits under there very nicely. It's really good. Also that there's no electric trunk opening, I'm totally fine with that. Space on the rear seats is totally fine. I mean, this with the sport seats of the VZ is a bit hard, but there's so much leg room that I'm not even touching that. The seat is on the lowest position. I can still put my feet under it. That's amazing. There's no extra heating control or climate control here in the rear. You get your climate with the front one through the feet or up here, but you have two USB-Cs in here, and we have a panoramic roof in here that you can close, not like in the ID7 where it's just see-through or not, but we still have lights here in the middle. It's not on the side as it was before. On the front seats we still have the amazing steering wheel. We have new design. There's no steering wheel heating button on the steering wheel, the same as in the Tavascan, but you can set it as a favorite here on the bottom. You have a drive mode button on the steering wheel, which is pretty nice. I like that. You have your nice display, head-up display, like I said, your light control here, a good screen here. I can open the panoramic roof. I have two cup holders, a lot of space. I have two USB-Cs here, a good armrest that I cannot change the height or anything. It feels a bit more closed here, but not as horrible as in the Tavascan, so it's totally fine. I like the interior and I like how it feels in here. The seats are okay in the VZ, they're not the most comfortable, they're a bit too long for me, and you have three options to save your position. There is no massage function, the same as in the Tavascan VZ. I don't know if the other versions, so not the VZ version of the Born, have massage, but I think so. So let's talk about what you can do. Infotainment system, every time you get into the car you have the privacy information that you have to tap OK, otherwise you can't get in. That's sad, it's still that way. I don't know how long, hopefully not that long, but you can already do your climate, by the way. The normal cockpit view is really great. You can switch between so many things. You can see, I have to put my seatbelt on, huh? You can see of course your navigation in there, or your trip data, and you can have all of your three datas: long time since charging or since start. And then on the left you have your assist system, and the same is in your head-up display, but here, and you can switch with the up and down button to change the view of the head-up display, but there you have range and state of charge assist system, your speed, traffic sign recognition, and your average consumption. But you can also switch it to the navigation, where it tells you how far it is and how long it takes to go to your destination. On the steering wheel on the left we have our cruise control settings. We have volume button up here, by the way, and next in previous song here. And for the cruise control you just press set, it takes the speed that you're driving. With cancel it turns off. With resume it goes back to the speed that you just did. The distance button is here, where you can switch, either press it multiple times to get the distance from 1 to 5, or press it and use the plus minus button to change that. And the speed you change with the plus minus button 1 km an hour. If you want to change it by 10 km an hour, you have to swipe it. Then this works too. And then we have the mode button. You press this and then you can use either adaptive cruise control or adaptive cruise control with travel assist, so self-steering, a steering assist, or the speed limiter. Here in front left we have our wiper control and our indicator. It's now the new design, not here anymore. When it comes to wiping, the rear wiper is on the top, and you only have two sensitivity settings for your rain sensor, and on the left you have wipe once and spray, and yeah, that's it. And then of course the high beam control if you move it forward. On the left we have now our gear selector. Once you're in D, which means no regen, or with EQ Assist automatic regen, or in Cupra mode with the pedal shifters you can set the regen level from 0 to 3, and if you do it one more you're in B, which is the highest regen, the same as level 3 feels like. And then you just have it in there and you use the regen normally. But there's no one pedal drive, regen is not extremely strong. Under here, under the screen, we have the on-off button, and also when you press it long, the restart of the infotainment system. Here we have a volume control that you can press or swipe. Our temperature for the driver, then the temperature for the passenger, the same, and also volume, which also does that for swiping or pressing once. Ignition is on with just pressing the brake pedal, and everything is on. You can go. Amazing in the Born is the same as with the Tavascan. You have your assist systems that maybe you don't want. In your favorite menu, just swipe down and then, how can I get back? And then press this button here, and then you have lane assist here, speed limit warning, driver attention warning, and your driver tiredness warning, whatever. You can switch all of this off in here, which is amazing. You can change the drive mode here between the 5 drive modes that we have here in the VZ. In the normal version, the Cupra is not there, but you can also switch it here on the steering wheel. So when I go through here, that's amazing. And the Cupra button goes to Cupra. When you press it again, it goes to the previous driving profile that you have used. Your main screen has 3 areas that you can select what you want. You just press long, and then you can select of different things that you can see here. 2 small ones, 1 big ones, and you have 2 pages. The same as in the Tavascan. I cannot find anywhere where I could add another page or change the layout. So it's not 1 big and 2 small on the left. I can't find it. In the middle here we have all the climate and seat heating and front defrosting, rear defrosting, and the button here on the left and the button on the full right you can select yourself, configure, just press it long and change what you want to have. And those 3 buttons here you can also configure yourself. The buttons here on the left come automatically, parking and Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Amazing in the charging menu, like I said, we have optimize your battery. Right now my battery is at 51% of the temperature, so 100% would be the perfect temperature for DC fast charging, and I'm at 51%. I can start it here manually, or I can navigate to somewhere. And here in the options I can say the route planner where it adds charging stops itself, and I can say what range I want at the charging stops or at the destination. And down here is optimize battery for DC charging. When you navigate to a charger, it would automatically heat it up, but in a very efficient way. You can have all of your car settings here and all of your assist settings. Everything's here, your driving data, and then here are all the apps. So the new Born is a really great car. What a big difference to the old version. They're so much better. Really go for it. If you have the option to get the old or the new version, get the new version. But that's normal for a lot of things, of course. And the VZ, I find it as a really good car. I'm not a fan of the seats, as I said, and while driving, if you have seen my video where I drive 200 kilometers an hour with this car, the brake feel is not that amazing, but acceleration is great. It's still comfortable. Consumption and everything and charging test will come next weekend. I'm excited about that to see how the range is, but I'm guessing it's the same as the ID.3 GTX, just because it's the same motor, just beefed up. If you don't use the power, it's still very, very efficient. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a 3rd YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.